crocheting teddy bears out of felted wool. There is an audience for everything online. There is an audience for all kinds of music and all kinds of art and all kinds of creativity. But the issue has been finding that audience wherever they are in the world. And you need global scale to be able to achieve this. But we have very real examples now at Pandora in the US where we are at scale, where musicians will write to our founder and say, I've given up my job. I now make more money out of being spun on Pandora than I did out of my day job, which was a barista or a retail assistant. They're not making the millions of Beyonce, but they're making more than the minimum wage and getting out of bed every morning with a smile on their face to do it. So our founder's dream was always that at some point in the next 5 or 6 years in middle-class USA, a 20-year-old kid will say to his dad, I figured out what I want to do when I leave school. And his dad says, well, what's that, son? I want to be a musician. And for his father to turn and say, that's a fine choice, son. That is the vision and the mission of Pandora, to enable those people to make a living out of doing what they love. Watch for the platforms. Watch for the products that are amassing scale to become a platform. There are ones for artists, for potters, for musicians, for writers, for copywriters. There will be a proliferation of platforms in the next 5 to 10 years that will stimulate a creative economy in every country that they operate in, that will equate to billions of new money coming into the market over time. Connecting niche industries with people who have an interest, that's where the future of these platforms is headed. And that's why I think emphatically it's a stimulation for the industry.
I wasn't disagreeing or agreeing.
I feel like it's my duty now to disagree with you both, which wasn't what I was planning on saying. Whilst I agree with all of that and everything, the beauty of digital to connect people and to distribute, I think one of the drawbacks of online is it clearly can't replicate the experience, nor can it distribute the experience of art. So I think you have to be careful about what it is that you're trying to distribute. And also something that struck me was how often galleries bring kind of augmented kind of knowledge systems. So I went to Moaning yesterday and I get my little iPlayer and I can go around and I can read about the pieces there. But what struck me is that everybody's walking around with one interpretation and there's no room for discovery or self-interpretation of things. So I think it's kind of interesting that how you bring some of the best, you don't lose the best things about art and culture in this and just distill it down to digital experiences.